friends, this is Laura with Potpourri of Life. I hope that you're doing great. Today what I want to do is share with you how I make overnight oats. Basically what you're doing is you're just taking basic oats. I take old-fashioned oats. I do have some steel cut oats. These are just chopped up and not flattened. So it looks more grainy than the old-fashioned oats. The old-fashioned oats go through a press and flatten it out, as well as the quick oats. They just go through more so that it cooks faster. I'm using old-fashioned because it's being stored in the refrigerator overnight. So what I did was, this is a pint jar. I put in about 100 milliliters of oatmeal. I'm going to do the same with the yogurt. Another scoop of yogurt. So it looks like it depends on where you roll it to. You've got the two there. The next thing I'm going to add in there is my oat milk. Now you can use farm fresh milk. You can use whatever milks that you like. I like the oat milk. I would consider soy milk too. It's all dependent on what your desire is. So we have it all set there. Let me get a spoon. And then what I do is I just mix it in until it is all nice and together. It allows it to soak in better if you mix it up. And so there you have it all mixed up. What I'm going to do, and what I did because I really like it, the nice thing about this to take it out on the road if you need to travel or anything is you can put freeze-dried or dehydrated fruit in here. So I'm going to use strawberries, which is what I used yesterday. And I'm just going to fill it up, with a couple handfuls. And what happens is, and I woke up today, and this worked out really nice, is it actually it hydrates the strawberries. So as I stir this in, it's all nice and coated. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to get it there. But anyways, it fills it all in, and I could probably put more strawberries in here depending on what I want. And I think I'm going to do that because there's plenty of room in there. And somebody might ask, I'm not sure, but if you were curious, do you have to use yogurt? No, you can use just milk. I would do like 1/3 of the oatmeal and then 2/3 of the milk. That's what works for me. So then once this is done, you just cover it up and stick it in the refrigerator overnight. So about 12 hours. And you can see, I don't know if you can see the little strawberry pieces in there. And this turns out really nice. I did have some this morning. And my husband was in a hurry and he didn't want to try it today. But I had half of this. And I don't know if I can turn this so it doesn't spill, but it tastes great. The only thing that you might want to do, depending on your sweet taste, your choice of that, yes, you can add sugar in here if you would like, but my goal when I make this is to not have a lot of sugar. I get a lot of nutrients from the oats and from the yogurt and the milk, and then I have the fruit in there. And remember, fruit is a natural sugar. It's not going into a food that is highly processed. And I know there's a lot of controversy out there about no sugars whatsoever. And I think sometimes just a little bit like with strawberries and blueberries and our berries and stuff, it actually is not a bad thing. Those are things that are planted in nature. So on the overnight, they sat. This morning I had my husband try a little bit as he was running out the door, and he liked it too. Now he would like it a little bit sweeter. Now say you wanted to do the overnight oats, do you have to use dried berries or dried fruit? No. You can make your overnight oats any way that you like. Now, another thing that you can add, excuse me, like I have dried blueberries, dried bananas. You can make this oatmeal any way that you want. The nice thing about it is you don't have to stand over the stove cooking it and getting it ready. It just absorbs the moisture from the milk and the yogurt, or just the milk, whatever you choose, and it makes a delightful breakfast. Something that you can add for a sweetener, and yes, those strawberries will sweeten it, but you might want to add a pinch of organic sugar if you want. Another thing that you can add is maybe some maple syrup. If you don't like maple syrup, although this is the season to enjoy it, so because we're getting maple syrup, the trees are flowing, and the makers of maple syrup, or the ones who are processing it, they're going to be out there soon, so there'll be lots of maple syrup. So that is something you can add into your yogurt, whether you add fruit, dried fruit, or not. You can do whatever you want to flavor it up. The only thing you want to do, if we're going to be doing something nutritious like that, you might want to do what you can. Another thing that you can do. Now, this looks like a liquor bottle. It probably is. My husband got a gift with candy in this. So once he was done, I took it and I said, ooh, because my daughter was over the other day and she gave me some granola and it was gluten-free granola and stuff like that. And I generally don't use a lot. I usually make my own. I don't always buy it. And so it was a brand that I was fine with. So I put it in this. But you can take granola and put it on the top of your yogurts. Another thing that you can put in your oatmeal, which is actually great, and you should put in, I should go get some, put some chia seed in it. It thickens on the overnight, and it actually gives it a little bit more filling sensation when you consume it. So I meant to bring it out. So I will get the chia seed and put that in there. And that is actually very helpful for your diet as well. Now, I don't know what your preferences are. Everybody has their own preference for flavors and stuff, and sometimes people don't even like oatmeal. This is an inexpensive way to stretch your dollars, because the cereals out there, I've seen them, I've looked at them, they're like $5, $6 a box, and I personally would rather pay a few dollars for oatmeal, and even that is getting expensive. But you can get more bang for your buck when you're buying oatmeal. And so you can get that, make your own granola with it, and you can put it on, because granola is a little bit of a crunch, and you can put that on top, and you can actually make a nice meal that you can take and go on the road. Now, not everybody is going to want a pint size of yogurt, and I wouldn't recommend it, because for us, we're trying to stay serving size, and I think, I'm not even sure if the full half pint would be good, but I ate half a pint, and when I was done, I was full. And when we eat breakfast, we don't want it to be something that calls us to go and crave more food. We want it to actually satisfy us to the point where we can make it to the next meal or longer. So, and some people work in jobs where they don't get a routine break. So that's something to consider. Put the chia seed in it, and that will make it last longer in your belly, so you're not always hungry. Now, I believe that we should all be eating healthy, nutritious meals. I don't care what kind of diet people are on, because you've got to choose what works for you. We tend to eat meat and vegetables, and then I'll make him treats once in a while. But we're trying to do more and more of this wholesome food. And it's really kind of neat to see how he's now embracing what I've been telling him for years. It's like, you can make this different. So oatmeal is a very satisfying breakfast for anybody. And the only way for some people who are kind of like, it's bland, it's boring, and the yogurt will give it a little bit of a tart taste to it, but it will be good. You can add in honey. You can add in a little bit of vanilla. And you can add in maple syrup, whatever, but try not to make it so sweet that you're missing the point and the benefit of the oatmeals to give you nutrients. As David and I, as we get older, we're in our 60s, and it's a fun party to be at. But anyways, you want to eat nutritiously, and it's so easy for us to gain weight as we get past our younger years, and then we get into our middle years, and then we get into old age. It's really hard to keep our weight off, but you can do it, or you can work at it by eating healthy choices. And I am impressed that my husband is doing so well. He did try the yogurt this morning, but he was kind of in a hurry and I wasn't able to make it palatable for him. Now I just made this strawberry blend, but I think I'm going to make him something else with chocolate in it. We buy Belgium dark chocolate, so if I melt that and put that in there, he might like it better. But I would only do it like a topping. And that's something you can do. Make sure you have good quality additives that you're putting into your yogurt. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and God bless you. 24 hours later, and we have overnight oats.